Hey, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's video, this is part 2 of the previous upload I did about the introduction to prop firms and futures trading. I'm going to go ahead and dive deeper into MyFundedFutures specifically because I am doing a very huge giveaway with them, and I'm so thankful to do it because Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and this is hopefully a way to show my appreciation for all of your support this past year altogether. So with that being said, we are going to cover everything from their website to a few help center articles, along with the giveaway, and of course, my Tradovate settings itself. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So coming right into their website, you'll see these first 3 bullet points that are very important for people to know when they first come in. The first one is talking about the profit split. So you do receive 100% of your first $10,000 total payouts. And then after that, it becomes a 90% split where you keep 90% and then MyFundedFutures keeps 10%. So this is a really great typical profit split. So you are able to keep a nice chunk of that change. Going into the second bullet point is 1 minimum trading day. So a great thing with MyFundedFutures is if you purchase an account during New York session and you pass it during New York session, you get automatically moved into the funded trader status by usually the end of day, or the most is the next trading day. Obviously, if there's more volume or there's holidays, that's things to consider, or during the weekend, but essentially you only need 1 trading day to pass and become a funded trader with them. The third bullet point is their live support being available 24/7. And this is very true because I'm one of those people sometimes where I'm going through my stuff and I send them a ticket through their website thing right here. And it's during a Saturday or sometimes a Sunday, and they still get back to me. Even if it's a few hours later or sometimes right away within minutes, they get back to me. Another place you can get more support is through Discord, but keep in mind that the Discord team members are a bit more about general, broader questions. It's not going to be where they have full entire access into your personal MyFundedFutures account. It's more like, hey, what's the consistency rule for XYZ? Or what's the profit split if I make after $10,000? So you do have access to all these different support teams 24/7, which is really great when it comes to being a trader that works on the weekends. If we continue to scroll down on their website, you'll see some clear benefits that kind of set MyFundedFutures apart to other firms. So as we talked about, no minimum or maximum evaluation days. You could take as fast as today to pass the account, or up to 30 days, 100 days, a whole year to be able to pass an account. There's not any max requirements or minimum requirements needed. You are able to get paid out as quickly as 5 trading days if you have obviously the payout requirements met. And then for the expert plan specifically, it's going to be every 14 calendar days. I consider that a bi-weekly check, similar to corporate America. And another great thing too with MyFundedFutures is that there's no set days for payouts. So for example, some firms have a specific window where you have to submit your payout, whereas with this company, if you happen to meet the payout requirements by Monday or Tuesday or Thursday, whenever it is, as long as you meet it, you can submit that payout request. If we continue to scroll down a bit more, now you'll see all of their current plans and account sizes available. Recently, they did remove the 25K milestone, which I'm a bit sad about, but it's all right. I hope you're able to snag one just because it was such a great option. But they do have the 50, 100, and 150K option, and they do have experts, milestone, or starter plans available. So let's go ahead and briefly talk about each of the account plans. And then obviously, if you go up in account sizes, then you'll just get more drawdown, especially for those that want more wiggle room or want to be able to set your stop loss a bit more bigger or have more access to more position sizing. Then of course, you'll go down on the list, but the rules across each plan is going to be the same. So we start off with the expert plan, which in my opinion is going to be the most flexible and least restrictive option out there. For the price that it's at, obviously if you're able to secure it with a really great discount, good for you. It's a great place to start because there's no activation fee. On top of what I was saying, that there's so much room to breathe here, is that there's no scaling rule, there's no micro scaling in the eval or in the funded, and there's no consistency rule in the eval or in the funded. On top of that, as I talked about earlier, every 14 calendar days is when you can get paid out. Oh my gosh, my mouse is acting crazy, sorry. But you get paid out every 14 calendar days. And then on top of that, there's no minimum trading days. You buy it today, you pass it today, you become a funded trader if you are able to do that in the first day. Otherwise, take as long as you want. So really great option for those that are wanting to have less rules that prevent them from trading the way that they want to trade, essentially. Coming into the milestone, this is a great option, obviously, if it fits within your budget, because this is a straight to sim funded. Now, what that means is basically with the milestone, any money that you make in this account will be pushing you towards reaching a payout. There's no evaluation fees whatsoever. There's no activation fee. You pay this once, you're already in a sim funded account working towards a payout. So it's really simple. Essentially, you have to do two things. Well, one, you have to meet the profit target. In this case, for the 50K is $3,000 with respect to the consistency rule, which is at 20%. Now, obviously, there's the trailing max drawdown you have to keep mindful of, but that's the two goals, is to be able to respect those two things. If we look a little bit more at the plan itself, there is no scaling rule, so you are able to start off with your full 3 max minis if you want. There is going to be micro scaling, so excuse me, you do have access up to 9 micros. So what this means is the 3 contracts for a mini times 3 gives you access to 9 micros. There is going to be the consistency rule, as I talked about, and this is going to be 20% of your total profit for your best trading day. So as long as you respect these things, there is a little bit of wiggle room with the consistency rule, very, very little, but you are able to essentially work towards a payout if you respect all of these things. And then finally, the starter plan, which was my initial first favorite, and this is what I used when I first came into MyFundedFutures. And the reason why I like this one a lot for those that are more beginners and trying to get into the prop firm space is because it really forces you to adhere to stricter risk management rules. And it's not because they are literally defaulting you for certain things, but because there's going to be a daily loss limit right here. So with the daily loss limit, it prevents you from blowing the account on the very first day. This gives you at least 2 trading days on the starter plan. When you hit the daily loss limit, it doesn't blow your account. It's going to soft breach you, which means it will pause you for that trading session, and coming into the next trading session, you are able to start trading again. Another great thing with the starter plan is that there's no activation fee, so you pay the $80. Obviously, if you use code JESS, you get 5% off. So you pay $76 a month. Once you pass it, there's no activation fee, so you get moved into the funded stage right off the bat. So this makes it one of the most affordable plans in the entire space. And I really mean that. And I always preach about this because for those that are a more stricter budget, this is the best plan to go with, especially with the payout policy MyFundedFutures has, how quickly they pay out, and how much they want you to improve. This is a great plan to go with for my new traders. So there is going to be a scaling rule, so you have to work your way up with how much contracts you can use. There's going to be the micro scaling, same thing, so access up to 30 micros and scale your way up. And that's going to be in both the eval and in the funded. There is going to be the consistency rule within the funded account only, which is 40%, but in the evaluation, there's no consistency rule. And then lastly, as I talked about a lot, it's just cheaper upfront costs, and that just helps a lot with my new traders out there. So if we scroll down a little bit more, this is going to be the current platforms that they work with. And for me, I do use TradingView with Tradovate. It makes the most sense for me. It's the easiest user interface for me too, especially because I am on a Mac. So I'm very comfortable with it, and we are going to talk a bit more about it in the coming minutes of this video. And then lastly, if you just scroll down a bit more, it's just more information to know about MyFundedFutures. And here's some reviews left by traders of MyFundedFutures as well. At the very top, you'll notice some drop downs. We have About Us, how it works, and now we are going to segue into the FAQ page. So within the FAQ Help Center page, there's so much information that you can research and read through and try to understand before you decide if you want to get an account. For me, I want to go ahead and go over the introduction to MFFU with you guys, because this is a great way to kind of set the baseboard of what you can expect from MyFundedFutures. First and foremost, it's not just another futures prop firm. They're a thriving community committed to growth, consistency, and profitability. The mission is to empower traders like you with the tools, insights, and support you need to thrive in the futures market. So here's the 5 bullet points of what they offer. Funded trading opportunities, as we talked about, those different plans and account sizing. You pass those things, you get your payouts. It's quite simple. Stay informed of market insights. They always have up-to-date news, analysis, and insights, especially listed on their Discord page. Their team is very active when it comes to letting you know when the news are coming up, what to expect with certain market cycles and volatility. It's really great stuff there. Trade responsibly with risk management tools. They're very big on that, as you can tell with the starter plan to start. They have the daily loss limit that limits how much you can lose in a day before you stop yourself out of the account to trade the next day. They also want to cultivate a discipline inside of your trading habits, because obviously if we're disciplined, profitable traders, not only do we get to win, but also MyFundedFutures gets to win too. They have a thriving community. They literally have thousands upon thousands of traders all across the world. And again, you can find them on Twitter, you can find them on Discord. I think there's a Facebook group, but even then, you can find them everywhere. And then finally, transparency in every step. They are very clear as to what it takes to become a live funded trader. And if that is something that you are trying to embark on, they have it very clearly listed out about what it takes to get there, as well as their trading rules when it comes to every single plan. We talked about it. I showed it to you guys. All of the rules, everything that you can expect is listed all here on the front page. But obviously, if you want more information or more of an understanding, come to the FAQ page, go to the Discord chat, and ask those questions. Now, because I know a lot of you are going to pass your evaluation, I wanted to touch base on the funded account parameters, and more so the very commonly asked questions when it comes to these accounts. And these are questions that not only you can find here, but you'll also find in the Discord chat of MyFundedFutures, because everyone always asks the same things. So to cover it in this video here, can I reset a funded account? Yes, you are able to reset the starter sim funded, but not the expert. For the milestone, I do believe you can reset on phase 1, but you can't reset on phase 2, 3, or 4. You are able to have a max of 3 sim funded at any given time in a household, and should you have any more evaluations that have passed, those will stay in dormant status, which means it'll be on a wait list until any of your current sim funded accounts are blown, and those dormant ones would get moved up. If you do end up getting into your first payout, it would be every 14 days after the first trade on your expert funded, versus the starter plan, you can initiate withdrawals every 5 winning trading days, assuming you meet the withdrawal requirements. And then finally, if you passed, you didn't receive a notification, what happens next? Well, if you did pass and you didn't receive a notification within 2 business days, just open a support ticket and the team's gonna help you. And like I said in the beginning of the video, they're always online, they're always there available to help. So now let's go ahead and transition into talking about Tradovate, because I know a bit of you have always asked me questions about how do I trade multiple firms at any given time or accounts, and how do I use Tradovate and what my settings are. So let's go ahead and segue into there right now. Quick commercial break. I am so excited to announce that MyFundedFutures and I have partnered together to give away 5 50K expert plan accounts. This is our token of appreciation to all of you for your amazing support this past year. If you didn't know, MyFundedFutures launched around fall of 2023, and shortly after their launch is when I decided to go ahead and trade with them as well. It's been quite a bumpy journey for me, but you might have seen recently I took a very large payout and have continued to take payouts with them, where I am definitely profitable with the company now. So I am going to briefly talk about the form so you aren't surprised when you click the first link in the description, but let's get into it. Here it is, showing our thanks for the amazing support we received, wishing you guys all a happy holiday season, and hopefully this is a nice little Christmas Thanksgiving gift from us to you. The winners don't pay for us a single dime for anything when it comes to this account, and winners must have all the steps complete in order to receive their prize account. If you are selected as a winner, you'll have up to 72 hours to ensure all the steps below are actually complete, and if not, we will have to redraw for a new winner. So to get started, enter your email and use the same email that's connected to your MyFundedFutures login account. If you don't have a MyFundedFutures login account, create one. It's free. You'll need one. If not, again, we'll have to redraw 72 hours after you're picked. Your first and last name, Make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. And then finally, this is more optional, but we would definitely appreciate if you can answer any feedback or constructive criticism or positive experiences, or really anything you want more of from MyFundedFutures in this box below. The MFFU team thoroughly reads through all these detailed responses, and this helps them create more different account options, rule changes, payout policy changes, just more giveaways, like all the good things that you see from MyFundedFutures. This detailed section, they really look through it and use some of the ideas that you guys have shared with them in the past. So feel free again to click the link in the description to apply. This giveaway is going to be ending on Thanksgiving the 28th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The form will be shut off at that time, and the winners will be chosen shortly after. And because it's, Thanksgiving break and whatnot, and the weekend's right around the corner, I would assume that the winners will be contacted most likely the following week, so the first week of December. So you have a great way to start off the end of, Q4 2024 and start off 2025 strong. So make sure you apply, share with all your friends, family, and grandma, because the more entries and feedback we have, then it's more obvious that people want to trade with MyFundedFutures. They want more giveaways, and they want to be part of this family. So thank you so much for your time, your support. I super duper really appreciate you guys. Let's get back into the video. So should you decide to go through Tradovate or TradingView as your main platform, you can head over to this FAQ page right here and follow the steps to get set up. If it's your first ever time going into a MyFundedFutures Tradovate login, then there is going to be, I believe, 2 agreements that you'll have to sign when you first get logged into here. And if you continue to read through this, you'll see the ways that you can activate the add-ons, because there's quite a bit of add-ons that are included with your MyFundedFutures subscription. And I do have all of them turned on. And again, we'll go over it right now. So we're just logged into Tradovate. It's Sunday, so that's why the price is not moving and the market is closed. It's 11:42 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. In case anyone is wondering why everything is the way it is, I am able to move the charts. But I want to go over all the indicators I have with my current templates on my charts, as well as the add-ons that I've included, and then finally, how you're able to adjust your personal risk settings depending on how you want it. So to start off, here's my template list. The main 2 that I use now is the 2024 5-minute and the template. So right now we're on the 5-minute time frame, so I use the 2024 5-minute for this template or this time frame. My current elements included is the 14 EMA, the pivots, which if I turn it off and on, you'll actually be able to see them. The red and white line right there. And then lastly, the volume, which is down here. Then if I go over to the 1 minute, I have a different template, which is the template one. And for this one, it's going to be the 21 EMA and the volume below. Now, to be fair, the EMAs I don't quite use like when it comes to executing. Like, yes, it's nice to just see it kind of give me an idea, but I mainly refer to my trading charts on TradingView, which I get access to for free because of MyFundedFutures. As we talked about earlier, it's all connected. But I use that chart more when it comes to higher time frame analysis and bias on the day, because I have access to VWAP, I have session volume profile. Like, it gives you just so much more visuals, and that's why I prefer to do my main charting there. So when it comes to my 1, 5, and 15-minute time frame charts on Tradovate, the main things you'll see me do is draw maybe a breakout trend, maybe some sell side or buy side liquidity, maybe an imbalance here or there, depending if I want to execute on something. So that's kind of how I do my charting on Tradovate, just because this is more where I actually execute on the trade idea versus TradingView, which is where I create the overall bias and analysis on my trading session. So in this case, to give you an example, this was this past Friday. What I was looking for, as you can see, we broke this sell side, quick manipulation, bounced up. 800 was a very strong support level. Multiple times we were able to respect it, and we started to have a higher low. So because I was seeing that, I was like, okay, maybe we might have a breakout of this downward trend, which we did. After this 5-minute imbalance broke, grabbed this first buy side liquidity here, retested off the imbalance, also pushing off the EMA, and we're pushing higher to possibly reach this BSL up here, which we didn't quite reach, but even then, like, the idea was there, right? We're going to go higher, and that's exactly what happened. So that's kind of how I go ahead and create my charting when it comes to my Tradovate. Now let's go ahead and dive into the application settings right up here in the top right hand corner. It will show you all of the accounts that are currently with MyFundedFutures. I am waiting for my third account, which is going to be a live account. I haven't received that just yet. These are my expert accounts. So with that, if you click on risk settings, it's only applicable for that one specific account, and then we have risk settings for this specific account. So however you want to set it up, it's totally up to you. But essentially you have the option for daily loss limit, weekly loss, daily profit, and weekly profit. If you want to have a daily loss, this is a great way to, manage your risk on the day. If you end up hitting $500 of, losses in the red, then you could essentially stop yourself from trading. Totally up to you. Just make sure you obviously save it however you want it to be. And then same thing for that other account. If you want to make adjustments, make sure you add the risk settings appropriately. Now, if we go into add-ons right here, for add-ons right here, this is going to show you everything that would be included with the price of your subscription. So TradingView, as I mentioned, it's completely for free. I've activated here, and every month it's going to have you reactivate it again. So obviously the 29th is going to end. I'll have to reactivate by clicking the activate button to get it connected to TradingView again. The tick stream is going to give you access to ticks. I don't use ticks, but it's free. I might as well have it turned on. Everything that's free, I have it turned on essentially. Order flow plus, I don't have it here because for VWAP and volume profile indicators, I basically use TradingView, like I said, session, volume profile, VWAP is there. All my main stuff that I need is actually over there. Free indicators from volume profile and relative volume. That's the thing I have on the bottom of my charts I showed you earlier. Advanced charting is extra kind of candles you can choose on with Heikin-Ashi, Renko, and again, volume profile. And then finally, group trade. Group trade is where if you have multiple accounts with MyFundedFutures, you're able to copy trade them across the board. So I have 2 right now. I have this on, and I'm able to copy trade both at the same time. So that actually leads to my next kind of commonly asked questions people ask me, and I want to briefly touch on it now, which is how do I copy trade all of my different firms at once? So I don't. I have multiple tabs open similar to this idea here, where every single firm I'm logged into my Tradovate platform with that firm. And if I have multiple accounts within that one specific firm, I have group trade turned on and I'll copy trade them more often than not. But I can't copy trade every single firm at the same time. I have to manually go into every single one and execute the trade accordingly. So that is how I actually trade all of my different accounts I have that you've seen. So that's going to be all the add-ons, and I have everyone turned on. As I mentioned, it's free, mine as well. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how I chart and trade on Tradovate, and these are the templates and indicators that I currently have active on here. If you do want to see the indicators and how I chart on TradingView, feel free to look at my past live streams. I have a couple that are listed on my profile, my YouTube page, where you can see how I do that. So, and create my game plans. And to finally wrap up this video, I do want to show you a very important piece of information that I think a lot of people should definitely see, which is payout proof, right? Because a lot of people come into this space kind of wary that maybe certain companies, especially with what's happened more recently in the trading prop firm space, of companies not paying out. And what's the reason, or do they, kind of fall under, like what happened? So with MyFundedFutures, they are constantly paying out traders. If you come to this payout proof section, there's literally certificates on certificates on certificates on certificates of people getting paid out. Like everything from as simple as $1,200 up to $2,000, $750, multiple account payouts, like $3,000 here. There's just so many different payout proofs being posted. I have also personally posted on here a few times just because, like right here, I had my 2 payouts. So, might as well post it for more like verification and proof for other people to see. You can also come to the payout feed where you'll see all these different people getting paid out, even if they don't post their certificate, all of their payouts are here. So like someone right here, $6,083 paid out, $3,119. So crazy stuff. You have their funded chat where a lot of people are talking, even during the weekends. As you can see, everyone is very much live. They also have their notice board for any new stuff that you need to pay attention to, like the recent milestone 25K being removed. Very sad. They do have flash sales every now and then, giveaways, promotions, all that great stuff. So I would highly recommend to join their Discord group if you haven't already. And of course, if you have questions about their accounts or anything, post it here, reach out to their customer support, or feel free to comment down in the comment section below. But that's literally everything that I wanted to cover for today's video, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I'm a huge fan of MFFU. Oh my gosh, talking for so long makes me start to stutter. And I do believe and trust them because they've paid me out. They paid out many other people. It's been more positive experiences than not. And I do believe they're here to continue making that positive impact and just evolutionizing this trading prop firm space. So if you guys are interested to trade with them, feel free to use my link in the description and feel free to use my code if you like. And make sure you guys enter into the giveaway because I'm just so happy to be able to do it, and I'm so excited to see who the winners are going to be. I do have more giveaways coming up for the rest of Q4, but I have another one coming up should we reach 10,000 subscribers before 2024 ends. So with that being said, thank you so much for your time and support. I wish you guys nothing but the best and most success in all that you do, and I will see you all in the next video.